Hello everyone, my name is Milia. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna film it's the fifth update. I never check. It's the fifth update for my Pando's eyeshadows. This is the last update before the finale next month, which is exciting, but also not. Because I love doing this project, but I will be doing it next year for the entire year, so yes. But let's just jump right in. The way I'm doing this is I randomly select 5 eyeshadows and then one from my Panda palette, and yeah, let's go from the least used to the most used. So the shade I used the least this past month comes from my past Panda palette. So this is the Modern Renaissance. I was focusing on Realgar. I used it 4 times, and there's pan. And there's pan in every single shade in this palette, which is my goal for my Panda palettes. So I have a new Panda palette, which I haven't introduced yet, but we will introduce it today, because we will select a shade from it to replace Realgar, which is exciting. The shade I used the second least. Hello. Hi. Yeah, that was my sister. The second least used shade comes from the Viva La Diva Rock the Ballet palette, and I was panning the shade Final Act that I used I used this the least. Okay, but I used this twice since the last update. Is this shade right here. So you can see there is pan in it. I used it twice this month for a total of 7 uses to hit pan. These are very, very shallow, so it's very easy to hit pan. So this was the least used shade. Okay. Then the third shadow that I had in this project is a single from Catrice in the shade Kermit Closer. I used this 8 times since the last update, and it got rolled in the last update, so I have used it 8 times in total. It's a matte green shade. I will swatch. This is what it looks like. So it's a green eyeshadow. I have used it, as you can see, it says matte all over the pan, and that has disappeared some. So yeah, I'm working on it. Then the second to last shade. No, I have 6 shades. So this is the 4th shade. It comes from the Modern Matte palette from Catrice, and I was working on the 3rd shade that I used 9 times, and it's the shade right here. And I hope you will be able to tell. The pants are black. There is a tiny, tiny pan. I can see it, and you can see it on my Instagram as well, but I don't know how well you will be able to tell. But I hit pan on it, which, I mean, it's awesome. And my camera has problems focusing. Okay, so this is the 3rd shade we're rolling out. Then I have the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette. This also got rolled in last update, and I rolled in the shade Dominatrix, which is this brown shade. I used this 10 times. And you can barely see that I've used it. It really doesn't want to focus, does it? But you can still see the imprint of the star, so yeah. And it's just a dark brown shade. So we're gonna continue using that. The last shade that I had in since the last update comes from the Maybelline The Blushed Nudes palette. And I was working on the first shade. I used it 13 times since the last update for a total of 32 uses. And I hope you will be able to tell that there's the tiniest pan in the shadow. The pans are, as you can see, the same shade as the packaging, so it's very hard to tell that there is a pan. But I promise you, there is a pan. So we will be rolling in 4 shades into this project, which is, I think, it's the best month that I've had. It's definitely the best month that I've had so far, which is, it's great, but I only have a month to focus on these shades. So we'll see how it goes. So first, we will introduce my new Panda palette, the Makeup Revolution and Soap palette. This is what she looks like. So I have multiple pans in this palette already, but we will select one shade. So I'll get my phone. And I have them in my Spin the Wheel app. I have a wheel that has all the pans. Oh my god. I'll see if I can do anything about that. Okay. We will just spin. Smoky bronze. Let's see. Smoky bronze is this shade right here. It's one of the least used shades in this palette. It's a really pretty bronzy shade. It's this one. So I have barely used that shade, which is great. Now we will select 3 shades from my spreadsheet. So I have my numbers 1 through 241. I don't know what's happening with the light. 66 and 50. Okay. So 50. Oh my god. 50 comes from this palette. And 66 comes from the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I will get that. Okay, I'm back. I only chose 2 shades. I was supposed to choose 3. I'm all over the place today. Okay. 186. Comes from the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. I will get that as well. Now I have all the shades. So the first one that got chosen is the Blush Nudes palette, and it's the second shade. So it's a very, very light shimmer shade. Again, probably great for the brow bone. So, and then the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. You can see my bag here. I got the shade Guilt Trip, which is the purple. So we have a green and a purple. Here's the purple. I mean, it's really pretty, but yeah. And then the Comfort Zone palette by Wet n Wild, I got the shade 6, which is this shade. So it's the most natural shimmer shade in this palette. So I swatched it here. So that's just a great lid shade. Yeah, this is what my color story looks like for the last month of this project. We will do a finale next month. I'm guessing I won't hit a lot of goals before then. I'm happy if I can hit pan on one shade, honestly, but I'll try. I'll try my best, my very, very best, and we'll see what happens. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you love project panning, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!